my fellow humans, and welcome back to Scatter Love Tarot with your girl, coming at you with another pick a card reading. Today we are going to do the topic of why am I feeling this way, and this could be anything for a situation that's going on, about a person. We'll definitely leave it to source to bring up what comes through in each pile. First and foremost, I do just want to say thank you so much to everyone that continues to be a part of this ever-growing, amazing tribe and continues to support this channel by subscribing, by viewing these videos, by interacting and commenting, by liking, by supporting each other. I'm so honored to be a part of this journey with each and every one of you. You are all making my dreams come true, and thank you so much. And for those of you that are new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we are all here sharing this human experience, and that this is a safe space for you to come as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. Do keep in mind that these are general readings, so please take what resonates, leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing down below, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. Also, if you are interested in supporting the channel further, you will find all those links necessary below in the description box. You can email me for a personal reading. I'll get you out further information from there. You can also follow me on over to my podcast at Scatter Love Radio, which is just a fun, chill hangout session with yours truly. And I do really hope to see you over there. If you are interested in becoming a member, memberships are now up and live. There's a join button down below next to where the subscribe button is or used to be. And when you click on that, it'll show you the 3 levels I have available, as well as the options that come with each level. You're looking at customized emojis that you get to use, personalized badge that shows up next to your name. There are membership only posts and polls. You'll get to help determine future pick-a-card readings for the channel. 2 options come with early access to all pick-a-card readings, and one of the options has membership only pick-a-card readings that come out. So I do hope to see you over there. If not, thank you for continuing to support me here. With that being said, let's hop on to your prayer and we'll get this reading underway. Okay. Let's see. My beloved source, this prayer is for any and all who come onto this video, whether it's just for a moment's time or they stay here for the whole time. For those that are connected with this tribe, I ask that you surround us in your loving light, in the gold light of the divine, to help bring us up into our highest path, our most honored self, and to bring us into the best version of who we can be. You know, at this time, there seems to be a struggle across the collective, and we all feel the harsh, heavy energy that comes with those struggles. And I ask that you remind us that while we can be observant of the things that are going on outside of us, that what's most important in this time is to observe ourselves. Are we experiencing triggers? Are we experiencing fear? Are we experiencing disconnection? Are we experiencing the hardship itself? Are we going through difficulties ourselves? And to help us remember that through connecting with ourselves in this time, that we can truly heal our hearts and our souls so that we may experience bliss, peace, and harmony, and the true definition of unconditional love for ourselves, which helps us to be present for those that are in need. We are all here to serve as your messengers. We are all here to serve as your great light, to be of glory in this life for you, and to be of glory in our highest light for ourselves as well. And I ask that you connect us with that and remember, and helping us remember, that our intuition is the key to our journey, and that our emotions are helping us to reconnect with our intuition, which helps us discern this journey and which steps are right for us to take and which people are right to invite into our lives. As these words are spoken unto this space and onto this reading among this tribe, so shall they be. Amen. Aho. Ase. Thank you, my beloved source. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let me go ahead and set that up over here out of the way. We got ash on the table. Just something that happens along the way, huh? Blow it off. Maybe it'll just be a part of the reading. Cool. Okay. So today we are going to use the Sacred Rebels. I just felt like this was a great deck to use for this. So let me go ahead and give these a shuffle real quick. All right, Source. Why is my collective feeling this way? What cards will help us better understand that? Why is my collective feeling this way? Thank you. Why is my collective feeling this way, Source? Why is my collective feeling this way? Okay, so for pile number 1, Source, what Rebel Oracle card will help us better understand why pile number 1 is feeling this way? Okay, thank you. And for pile number 2, Source, what Rebel Oracle card will help us better understand why pile number 2 is feeling this way? Whoa. 1 card, Source, not 3. Okay, they want that one. Thank you. All right, for pile number 2, Source, what Rebel Oracle card will better help us understand why pile number 3 is feeling this way? 1 card, please. Okay, thank you. Okay, and we have going beyond normal on the bottom. So isn't it interesting? I was asking us to connect with our higher selves, and we have the third eye opening. It's almost like divine timing. It's coming in stages. And in that stage, you're like able to piece together everything here. You're able to hold together what it is that you need so that you can gain access to the higher dimensions here and your own higher dimension. It's like being able to speak yourself into existence. And she has a key. This is a key on a chain here. You can't really see it, but there's a key down here beneath the words hanging out of her mouth. And it's like the key to our truth comes from our intuition. These are very powerful cards. I love these cards. Okay, so let me get these set up. Okay, so for pile number 1, and thank you to who mentioned that this is actually dyed howlite. So this, I was saying it was turquoise because that's what the booklet said, but then someone told me it was dyed howlite, and when I looked it up, yes, this looks exactly like that. So we have dyed howlite for pile number 1. Okay, and for pile number 2, we have raw aquamarine. Okay. And for pile number 3, this is what the booklet said is turpentine? Yeah, turpentine. Hold on, let me double check. It is turpentine. Yeah, it's a Native American stone that's associated with banishing negative energies and helping to cleanse our soul. Okay. So we have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. And whichever one you're drawn to, that should be the pile for you. With that being said, I'll see you over on your chosen pile. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this dyed howlite, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be a reading on why are you feeling this way. First things first, I do just want to send a shout out to everyone that continues to support this channel, to show up and be a part of this incredible tribe. I'm so honored to have you here and to be sharing this time and space with you. And for those of you that are new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we are all here sharing that human experience, and that this is a safe space for you to come as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. And these are general readings, so please take what resonates, leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing below, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. And if you are interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all the links down below in the description box necessary to do so. You may email me for a personal reading, and I'll get you out further information from there. You can also follow me on over to my podcast at Scatter Love Radio, which is a fun, chill hangout session with yours truly, and I really do hope to see you there. If you're interested in becoming a member of the channel, that is up and running now. If you check out down below, it's actually down below next to where the subscribe button is or used to be, there's a join button. When you click on that, it'll show you all the options that I have available and what's the levels and what comes with each level. And you're looking at things like customized emojis you get to use, personalized badges that show up next to your name, community only posts and polls where you'll get to help pick future pick-a-cards for the channel, membership shout outs. There are 2 options that come with early access to all pick-a-card readings, and 1 option that does come with membership-only readings as well. So I do hope to see you over there, and if not, thank you for your continued support here. I truly love you all. So with that being said, let's go ahead and hop right into your reading and find out why is pile number 1 feeling this way, Source? What messages can you give to us? Can you help us gain a better insight into this? Why pile number 1 is feeling this way? What would you like to say here, Source? Whoa, that was fast. Okay, so we've got the 12th house, we've got Capricorn, and we've got the Sun. Interesting. So this is like something that's holding on your identity. This is why you're feeling this way. You've identified with being this way for a long time. And it's something that's deep down within us, right? Like it's like guilt and shame. Anytime you have the 12th house coming out, you do have these guilt, this guilt, the shame that's coming through. Could be an addiction to that guilt and shame, like not knowing that there's another way to do it, you know. And we always look at addictions like sex and drugs and things that are external, alcohol, but sometimes it is very much an internal belief system that we're holding on to because we really believe that's all that we're worthy of getting in life. Like we deserve to feel ashamed of ourselves, or we deserve to feel guilty about the things that we do or don't do. And what they're bringing up here is why you're feeling this way is because there's this guilt that's playing, or this shame that's playing in the situation. And it's something that's deeply rooted within you. And it's coming to light here, right? This is like talking about something that's deep within your subconscious. And sometimes our subconscious thoughts are very much a secret to us because we're not looking that deeply into ourselves. And so it's coming through as this is something that's a secret to you, but that you have the ability to heal, right? This is something that is blocking your dreams. It's blocking your intuition. It's blocking your ability to grow spiritually. And it could be coming from karma. When we look at karma is just things that we're carrying from past lives. If you believe in that, it's also carrying karma from our parents, our grandparents, and generational curses. And so it's something that you're meant to look at, to release within yourself, so you can release this from your bloodline, your lineage, your ancestral line, and be free of it. But with the Sun here, you do see this energy of it being something that you truly identify with. It's like something that you believe is yours to hold. And remembering that in this life, nothing that we do, say, act, be, or present ourselves as is actually who we truly are. You might be like, well, what does it mean to be authentic to ourselves? To be authentic means to reside in a place of unconditional love. And from that, your actions, your thoughts, your feelings will change about yourself, which then in turn changes to the outside world. But even though we're in that place of unconditional love, we're still not what it is that we do, what we say, who we are. It's all about the soul that resides within us. And sometimes it's hard for us to really grasp onto that with this, because we're so used to being defined by our collective thoughts, by our collective actions, by the titles that we hold, by the relationships that we have. And what they're saying here is that that's not at all what's happening here, but there is a block here that's coming from a certain connection or a wound from your childhood, or even a wound, because the 12th house does point towards past lives, that has been very difficult. You know, Capricorn is connected with Saturn energy, and that talks about sacrifices, difficulties, learning through hardships, the planet of tough love. And Capricorn energy in itself can be, when it's in its shadow, very pessimistic, self-limiting, has a lot of blockages, has a lot of fears to overcome, and is always trying to control the outcome, because there's the fear that's coming up from deep within, which causes us to be cynical about ourselves. And so here you have this identity that's been formed because of the shadow of Capricorn here. And it's also coming from the subconscious thoughts here, which they're asking for you to dig deep, because there's a way for you to break free from this and begin to celebrate life in itself, to gain more vitality and more stamina, to be in a more creative state, and to take authority of your life. But it does feel like whatever is present, and we'll get more with the tarot right now, whatever it is present is actually being a trigger to you. And it feels very heavy, and it feels like, oh my gosh, like I'm not going to make it through this. This is a huge storm. Like there's no end in sight. It is just overwhelming. And how am I going to get through this? And they're just saying right now is a time for healing, which is also pointed at towards the 12th house here. So let's see with the tarot. Let's get some more. If we could get just some more information about the situation, source, and more as to why pile number 1 is feeling this way. What is this situation and why are they feeling this way? It's very hard for you to face moving on is what keeps coming through. It's like having this energy and having to face reality and what reality really is. So whether that's a relationship, whether that's a past situationship, it feels very hopeless. It feels very disconnected. You feel very disassociated from it. It's just like very habitual right now, and almost superficial is the energy that I'm hearing and feeling right now. So source, what more can you tell us about this situation? Can you give us some more energy here on why it is that pile number 1 feels this way? What's going on, source? Why is pile number 1 feeling this way? Okay, thank you. Why is pile number 1 feeling this way? They say that when you begin to honor the red flags in the situation, whether that's from yourself or from something else or someone else, and when you really look at them and say, okay, that's something that I really don't want in my life. Like, I don't want to act this way. I don't want someone else to act this way towards me. Then can you make changes with that? So why is pile number 1 feeling this way, source? Thank you. And the devil kept appearing here. It's almost like this is an obsessive thing. So whether that, and the obsessive thing here is like the superficial part of it. So it could be a job that's very toxic for you, but you keep showing up because it makes good money. But you're miserable going in each and every day. You're like, here's another day. Like, it's difficult to get out of bed. It could be a relationship that's at its end, and you know it's at its end, but it's just something that you're so used to doing. It feels very habitual. That's what they're showing me. It just feels very habitual. And it's something that's extremely toxic. It's something that's become almost like an obsession to your emotional ego to prove whether it's your spirit or your internal thoughts wrong, right? Because sometimes our emotional ego says, oh no, everyone else is wrong, I'm right. Even you're wrong and I'm right. And our emotional ego is actually the one that needs to be nurtured and told, like, sometimes you're actually wrong and putting us in situations that aren't working for us. So let's try something else here. Yeah, we have the 5 of coins coming out on the bottom, Taurus energy. Like the 4 of swords in the reverse, which is Libra, and the Fool. I actually really love this energy for you because it's saying here, like, you have bigger and better things going on to move towards than staying stuck in a situation because of peer pressure, because of societal beliefs, because of societal norms and the constructs that we grow up in. You've got something else that is far more important for you to be doing, and you know that, and you're being drawn to something. It's kind of like the little poking or peeking at you from the corner, like, hey, I'm over here, come and get me, like, you want to come towards me. And here you have this energy that is pointing towards you're right now very much stuck in the mind with the Four of Swords here. The Swords cards are all about how we feel, and well, not how we feel, but how our emotions create thoughts about ourselves and about what's going on around us. And so when the Four of Swords comes out, and in either way, in the upright or in the reverse, it's not necessarily a good energy, right? The Four of Swords talks about peer pressure, getting stuck in situations in the upright. In the reverse, it's about really just being stuck and stubborn in that thought pattern because it feels so normal, right? It's just something that's so normal. It's something that has been an illusion that feels like stability for us. And here you have this energy with the Five of Coins coming out that something big is about to happen, but you have to first take this opportunity that's available to you. It's like your guides are pushing you on here with the Fool. You got to walk away from this and walk away from what's holding you back. And it doesn't necessarily mean leaving relationships or anything like that. Most of the time it means choosing yourself. And from choosing yourself, you will then find what is best for you to do, the actions moving forward. Right now, you're really being pushed into this energy of trying to choose yourself. And why you're feeling the way that you're feeling is because you're allowing outside sources to determine how you should feel. And being that we had the 12th house coming up here, we're seeing that this is something that's very subconscious for you. It's overwhelming. And I keep getting I'm feeling like I'm out of breath, but I can't breathe. So there's this anxious energy that's coming is anxiety inducing, because it's I'm going to be going against what everybody says I should be doing. And that's what it really feels like here. Let's take a look at the cards. We have the Seven of Wands in the reverse. We have the Four of Wands in the reverse, showing a romantic situation. And we have the Chariot in the reverse. This energy does not surprise me. The Seven of Wands in the reverse is talking about getting stuck in a lost cause, right? It's just doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. It's this is a lost cause. There's nothing that you can choose to show up as that's going to change the current situation. And you, as a soul, figured that out a long time ago. But as the human part of us is so connected to our emotional ego, sometimes it takes a while for our human self to catch up to our soul self. And that's why there's no need blaming yourself or feeling bad about you having gotten this intuitive knowing of this isn't working, right? This just isn't working for me. As I feel like you have a tendency to really be hard on yourself, with the Capricorn energy. It's very rigid, very cynical energy here. And what's really making you feel like you're defeated and at a loss is that you're beating yourself up for almost I should have known better. But you know what? You didn't at the time. You made the choices that you made with the best knowledge that you had at that time. So how can you beat your younger self up for making the choices that you thought were right? And now it's not the situation that you thought it was. That's okay, right? Everybody goes through that. You're not alone in that situation. Everybody experiences those hardships. Like I said, this could be a job situation, but with the Four of Wands in the reverse here really is pointing towards romantic frustration. This is broken heart energy. This is a situation that has failed, that has turned more physical than it has emotional and mental and stable. It's literally, I'm just showing up for the physical side of things now because that's all there is. It's a lost cause, and we're seeing that that's the action here with the Wands cards. That's the action that's being taken here. But it's perpetuating a situation over and over again. And with the Chariot, it just, the Chariot's a very spiritual card by nature. It's just something that, like, when you have the Chariot energy in the upright, it's being able to really connect with our intuitive energy. It's being able to connect with our higher self and to know the steps that are so good for us moving forward. And it's like, because you made this one what you see as a mistake or an upset in your life, or even as a failure, right? And I use this word lightly because the thing is that nothing we experience in life is a true failure. It really brings us into a place of gaining valuable experience so we know what not to do the next time around. And that's so valuable for us so that we don't repeat situations. But when you get stuck in a hopeless situation, feeling like you have no choice, this is saying that you do have a choice. But it comes down to really reconnecting with your heart. This is Cancerian energy. They're ruled by the Ajna chakra, but they're also ruled by the breast. Okay? Whereas all your air signs are ruled by the heart chakra. But we have root chakra energy. We also have action-oriented energy, which is fire energy, which is the Manipura or the solar plexus. You have Ajna here. So it's like being able to reconnect with that loving space inside of yourself. Not necessarily your love for yourself right now, because it feels disconnected, and that's okay. This is feeling like connecting with your higher self, which is the being that loves you unconditionally, who forgives every action that you make, every step that you take. You've forgiven, you're loved, you're supported, you're held. And really reconnecting with a deep intuitive knowing that what your heart wants matters and going towards that. And it's interesting because I was saying, like, I feel like I'm getting anxiety and like I can't breathe. And with the Chariot card coming out here, that definitely confirms that energy that I was getting, because it's like I said, Cancers are ruled by the breast. And it's something that comes up a lot is like lung problems, the hardness to breathe. And yes, that is more connected with the heart chakra, but that is something you can see with Cancer energy in itself. And so because they're so loving and emotional and kind, and a Cancer will give the shirt off their back for you while they go without. And it's to protect that ideal of family. And so this again is pointing towards something that is family oriented. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a love relationship or a romantic relationship, but again, it is being pointed at to here in the cards. It could be something like, these are why your romantic relationships are failing, is because you're dealing with a wound from the past that happened between the ages of 4 and 14 or 4 and 9. Okay. And this is something that you can definitely take time to heal and to look at and to see, like, I belong, I matter, and I have a right to choose what's best for me, even if no one else understands or sees that. Okay. So really quickly here, let's get some advice cards. Please have a couple of advice cards here. Let's get 2 advice cards here for pile number 1. Yes, we have the Ace of Wands coming through. It's time for you to take action, and inspired action at that. Like, you have an opportunity here to move away from this energy. And again, it doesn't necessarily mean leaving the energy. It could just mean that it's all about you choosing yourself and setting up solid boundaries and saying, look, I don't have time to deal with this madness, this mayhem, this chaos. I have other things that I have to focus on for myself. And then we have the King of Cups here. And this is going to help you come into a space of being more emotionally mature, being able to handle your emotions in a much better way, because you're going to be using your emotional upsets and that disconnect that's within you to be channeled into something that's more creative, that's more conducive to your own journey. But it comes from you choosing yourself. And we can see here with this Ace of Wands that choosing yourself feels very foreign and vulnerable and exposing. And yet that's where your power comes from. You're not weak. You are so much stronger than you give yourself credit for. I mean, look at how much you've done in your life and you've survived this situation. That should be information enough to show just how strong you are. But sometimes in certain circumstances, we're not able to see the depth of that because what's happening around us is overwhelming our emotional sense. And so that's all we feel is what we're feeling inside. We're not seeing how strong we are. We're not seeing how we've reacted or responded to situations that maybe at one point would have totally toppled us over and left us on the ground and unable to move. You're now getting up, but see, you're also pulling away from this energy in this card. This is very synchronistic to what I was saying. It's like I'm trying to pull away from a situation that is really, when you look at it in the sense of this card, is not as big a deal as it feels right now. But right now you have to validate how big it feels so that you can allow yourself to see beyond the illusion and see that this is something you've had a choice in all along. And you could be a Pisces, you could be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Definitely high Leo and Aries energy out. You could be a Cancer, Taurus. We also have Libra energy and Aquarius, Aries energy. Capricorn. I heard Aquarius and Venus. That came through so strong right now. So, okay. I also heard Cancer in the 7th house. You have Pisces in the 7th house or Pisces in the 4th house. And those are things to look into to understand more about you. If those resonate with you, or just look at your placements as well, okay? So look, we have, Pisces energy again on the bottom here with the moon. Showing this is something that's very secretive. This is something that's very hidden, but you also have the ability to purge this from your subconscious. Just by looking at yourself. Look at the reflection here. She has to look at herself. The eyes are the only thing that's being seen here from these two bone creatures. It's like very symbolic at being able to look into ourselves to reconnect with our third eye, which is centered within the middle of our forehead, right? To be able to see with eyes wide shut. It's being able to know what's right and what's wrong for us, and knowing that sometimes a situation that was good for us in the past, it might not be good for you now. And that's okay. People change, situations change, you know. Things happen. We realize that maybe we made the wrong choice, or we rushed in, or we realized that we just outgrew a situation, and that's okay. Okay, so let's put this here. Oh my gosh, they wanted me to. It was peeking. Yeah, so we have the Page of Swords here, and the Page of Swords really talks about having a hard time facing reality. They wanted me to, it was crazy. It was peeking out and I didn't want to show it. And then when I put it down, they're like, show it. And I was like, oh, okay. So this is a thing, like Page of Swords is a very unique energy, right? Because yes, it's new mindset, it's new ideas, but it also, it connects, even in the upright, it connects with this, I don't want to face reality. Because the illusion is so much safer. Because I've been so used to living uncomfortably so, but it's comfortable for me to live in an uncomfortable situation. And so they're just showing here, like, you have an opportunity here to face reality and look at the truth of what's coming through by really healing yourself and facing yourself in the mirror here. Right? This is something that's you're going to persevere, you're going to overcome, you're going to get through it, but it is weighing on you like a chip on the shoulder. We have Cancer energy once again with the Chariot coming out here. We have that nurturing the inner child. Again, confirmations to everything that I was feeling earlier. It's like time for you to nurture the inner child and see that you have an opportunity to not only overcome this situation, but see the truth of your strength through your vulnerabilities in this situation as well. And that's such a powerful place to be at. Let's get some oracles out for you here. May you please have some oracles for this reading? Why is pile number 1 feeling this way? Thank you, Source. So we have sextile on the bottom, a combination of tension and flow, potential in a rewarding situation. So your healing allows you to be rewarded in multiple ways here. So because it is a love reading, I'm going to grab one of my Angel Whispers of Love cards here. Okay. Love makes a difference. Look, I cannot make this stuff up. Love helps heal past hurts and provides a sense of security and self-worth. Didn't I say that? Like, this is something that's been built on an unsolid foundation. It's been built on an illusion. And in order for you to see past the illusion, loving yourself and seeing your self-worth helps you find a place and a sense of security within. And through that, you're able to make conscious decisions about the here and the now, not blaming yourself for the past, not beating yourself up for what feels wrong, but really making a decision for here and now. We have rest and relaxation is essential. We all have a fundamental need to take a break. Right? You don't have to stay in a situation that's overwhelming you. If you need to get away for a while. If that helps you make a clear decision so that you can like see things from outside the box. Sometimes, look, oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Source. Thank you so much. That card just flew out of the deck. We have DNA with karma, and I talked about that earlier. The karma could be generational curses. It could be past life drama coming through for you to heal, but this definitely feels like a lot of South Node energy to me coming through. It's like you having to deal with what it is that you've known your whole life, but to step away from that and to come up into a more stable place within yourself. And I get a lot of root chakra here. And root chakra energy, the Muladhara, is talking about my right to belong. I belong, right? And that's what you need to tell yourself every day. I belong, because you do. You belong. You don't belong because you have a title. You don't belong because this person's in your life. You belong because you're alive and you have breath in your lungs. And sometimes we get so connected to our situation, our circumstances, the people, and everything outside of us that we feel like this is the only reason that I have value or a sense of worth is because of all these things. No, that's something that we cultivate from within. With fog and veiled on the bottom, it's showing here that when you look at yourself, you're going to see this clearly. The illusion is going to lift. That's the fog, is the illusion here. When the illusion lifts, you come into a place of understanding and deeper understanding, right? Yeah, and it feels like you'll also open yourself up to having a companion by your side. This could be a dog that you have in your life, an animal. I'm hearing spirit guides. You'll be opening yourself up to your spirit guides. This could also be you calling in a soul tribe, a soul mate, someone that's meant to be a friend in your life to help walk you through the next stages of your life. And we have creation with snake on the bottom. You do have a heart of gold. You're a loving, kind, generous person. And I feel like you've been taken advantage of a lot. And sometimes it's hard to see our worth when it's everybody that's taking advantage of us. But why not give that kindness, compassion, and love back to yourself so that you can root yourself in your heart? And what was I saying? This is coming back to your heart chakra, right? And then we have the heart on the bottom. So another synchronicity coming through on your reading. But then through that, you're going to be able, look, I cannot make this up. Underneath that, we have sea turtle with stability. My finger got stuck to the card, or the card got stuck to my finger and it drug it off. And then here we have stability with sea turtle underneath it. Inner child work. But that's where your stability comes from. That's something that we cultivate from within. It's not something that we gain from the outside. It doesn't come because we have a house or we have a car, because we have money or because we have these things. Stability is something we cultivate from within ourselves, and seeing our worth and our well-being and knowing that that's far more important than anything else. That's when we finally feel that sense of stability and know that we're rooted into this world. Being playful, it's time for you to open up to your playful sense here. Okay, so we had this one fly out. Trust the great mystery with number 11 here. Very spiritual. You're a very spiritual person. But there feels like there's been a blockage you haven't been able to get past. And this is something that's kind of like hitting the hitting the boundaries, you know, like every time we grow spiritually, we hit the roof, right? We hit the roof, and that roof creates resistance in our lives. So that's the blockage, and the blockage coming through, and we feel it more and more. We feel the heaviness of it. And it's like, because we're trying to push out of the box to grow, and we can't push beyond the box when it just feels like it's closing in, and we feel the bottom coming up, and we're like, oh my gosh, like I got to get out of here. And so it's like trusting in the great mystery of life here, because you're doing everything you need to become who you're meant to be, but also trusting that your intuition is going to help lead you there, and knowing that even if it is scary doing something that you're being asked to by your intuition or your guides, that it is going to get you to where you need to be, and it's going to give you a better sense of self-worth and self-respect. And then we have Aquarius energy here. And didn't I say Aquarius and Venus energy? That's so weird. And then we have Aquarius coming out here. Originality, philanthropy, and progressive imaginings. And this is something that's going to help you stay detached from your manifestations so that they come quicker. That's my air conditioner, by the way. And it's also going to help you stay detached from the relationships that you're forming, and knowing that you are coming into a place where you can find balance with loving yourself and being comfortable and completely comfortable with yourself, and not having to rely on something outside of yourself to give you this sense of belonging, this sense of happiness, okay? So let's take a look at your Rebel Oracle card here. I'm going to read this from the book. Conscious connections with number 35. And look, we have the koi fish here also pointing at Pisces energy once again. So let me go ahead and look this up in the book. And 35 is number 8. And 8 has to do with clearing our karmic situations from our lives while also drawing in abundance to us, okay? Look. It says, there is a call for more intimacy in your immediate relationships. There is an opening for heart-to-heart communications that can salvage and restore a broken relationship or friendship if you're willing to honor your differences and look to what unites you. Sometimes it is hard to bear the differences between one another. One person may be willing to live life in high definition, whilst another may prefer to live it more vicariously, until they have the confidence to step into the center stage of their own life story. We're not here to judge each other, just to love, be loved, and let go of those that cannot accept us as we open up to those who can. This oracle brings guidance for you to trust in the sanctity of the connections in your life. If you have asked to experience a more sacred connection with people who truly get you and want to play life with you, rather than at odds with or against you, then this oracle is confirmation that this manifestation is on its way to you now. It may or may not be obvious, at first, but kindred spirits are going to enter your life to help you connect with your deeper feelings and creativity. They will give you wings to your inspirational ideas and big dreams. If you've been asking for healing in your current friendships or immediate relationships, know that this can happen through your willingness to express your true feelings and allow the situation to either fall apart or come together according to the greater workings of life. Sometimes webs that have joined people together are broken, and that is appropriate as people may outgrow what once held them together. Sometimes the ties that bind us together are so strong that they are able to withstand a great deal of pressure and still remain intact. The webs of connection between us will sever and sustain based on the higher wisdom of life itself. Either way, healing happens in the resolution of our feelings, and we are once again able to feel free, forgive, and be ready to move on to the next stage of relating either with a person who has been in connection with us for time or with someone new. This oracle asks you to remain open to healing connections and allow people to be close to you. Trust in the process that draws people in and out of your life. Resist nothing and seek wisdom in all. And I love that because it's so synchronistic with the reading. Exactly what I was saying. It definitely feels like a connection. It doesn't have to be a love connection. It could be any connection in general. But it does feel like there's just this energy where you're not able to see the red flags, and there's this hopelessness that's coming. And through that, sometimes we have to disconnect in order for us to find our balance and our center so that we can show up as our best selves. And like the card says, allow things to either fall apart or to grow. We either step up or we step off, and that's the way of this journey. There is no difference to that. We can choose to stay resistant and through that gain great resentment, or we can let go of that resentment and allow ourselves to grow accordingly to our path, okay? So this is what I'm seeing here for you today. If you feel like this is your reading, leave the little DNA helix down below and say, I am open to the great mysteries of life when it comes to my personal relationships. So you let Source know that you're ready to take your life to a higher vibration. Leave me a thumbs up. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second, though, to thank your guide, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my guides for coming together to give us this message. And until next time, pile number 1, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. This is for those of you that were drawn to this beautiful piece of aquamarine, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be your reading. Why do you feel this way? First and foremost, I do just want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to support this channel, to show up and be a part of this incredible, ever-growing, amazing tribe. I'm so honored to be sharing this time and space with you and to be part of this journey with you. And for those of you that are new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we are all here sharing this human experience, and that this is a safe space for you to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. Keep in mind that these are general readings, so please take what resonates, leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing down below, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. If you are interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all those links below in the description box necessary to do so. You can email me for a personal reading and I'll get you out further information from there. You may also follow me on over to my podcast at Scatter Love Radio, which is just a fun, chill hangout session with yours truly. And I really do hope to see you there. If you are interested in becoming a member of the channel, memberships are now live. There's a join button down below next to where the subscribe button is or used to be. When you click on that, it'll show you the 3 levels I have available, as well as the options that come with each level. You're looking at customized emojis that you get to use, personalized badges that show up next to your name. There are membership-only posts and polls where you'll get to help determine future pick-a-card readings for the channel, member shout-outs. Also, for 2 of them, you do get early access to pick-a-card readings, and 1 option does come with membership-only readings. So I do hope to see you there. If not, thank you for your continued support here. So with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into your reading and find out, Source, why does pile number 2 feel this way? What can you tell us about this situation? Why does pile number 2 feel this way? What would you like to say here, Source? Why does pile number 2 feel this way? Okay. Oh, I felt like I had a hair in my hand, but maybe not. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so we've got the 7th house. We've got Venus and Aries. Okay, right off the bat, pointing at a relationship. Okay. Finding equilibrium here in your relationships, finding balance within yourself too, right? Because it's not just about trying to change everybody. Well, it's not actually at all about trying to change anybody. It's about us changing ourselves, and it's not our fault when people don't rise up to meet us on our ground, right? But sometimes that's hard for us to see here. And it does feel like there's been a bit of aggressive energy in your relationships prior with this Aries energy. A little bit abrasive, aggressive, dominating, controlling kind of energy coming through. And, you know, that could be friendships, that could be work relationships, that could be personal, just, you know, acquaintance relationships, that could be family situationships. Remember, the 7th house does not just point towards romantic relationships, although that is something that's coming through. It also could be a marriage or a divorce that has happened here, a lawsuit that went through. But this really does have to do with something within our shadow self that is coming through here to being looked at. And so why you're feeling this way is because it is connected to the shadow self, and the shadow self ourselves of us is something that we don't want to look at, right? It's something that we're just like, nope, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to face that because it means that I have to see the parts of myself that I don't like. And that's hard, right? That's hard for anybody. It's not, those of us that have done that, it's not easy, right? And those of us that have still done that and have to continue to do that, which is part of this journey, it's an ever healing journey, still find that a challenge. Shadow work is a very challenging part of this journey. Okay, so we also see here that there's been like competition here, impulsive energy, aggressive energy, being self-centered, not you personally, but having relationships that are very self-centered, one-sided, and not finding that balance in love, not being able to give and receive love. And so it's like, why do I feel like I'm the only one that loves in this situation and no one loves me the way that I love them? And the question here is, are you loving yourself, right? Because it does look like you're a very passionate person. You're a self-starter. You're capable of going towards what it is that you want. You're a leader. People look up to you. But we do have this disconnect that's coming through here of not being able to equally give and take love, give and receive love, I should say. And sometimes that's difficult. We're able to give a lot of love. You're seen as a very attractive person. You're seen as someone who's very sociable. You're seen as very harmonious. You're very pleasurable to be around. Very even kill, right? Very even kill energy here. People want to be in your energy because you bring a lot of peace and comfort and balance. And this is all about you embracing that part of yourself, not just giving it away, but allowing yourself to give to you as well. And so it does feel like the reason that you've attracted this energy into your life, that aggressive energy, it's really what's coming up is aggression and competition. It's like, it's just because you're so good at being a loving person. You're so good at being an open person and an honest person. And that's nothing to feel bad about, right? People are going to try to take advantage of those that love so deeply because they're so used to getting their way with empaths. But as you begin to empower yourself, which we see here with the Aries energy, you'll feel a lot better. And so this is about becoming that empowered empath. This is about empowering yourself to see that you are worthy of being vulnerable with people while still protecting yourself. And being vulnerable with yourself here is a huge message. But let's get a little bit more information on this with the cards. You could have Aries and Venus, Aries in the 7th house. You could also have Venus in Libra or Taurus energy. Let's see. There'll be more in the cards. Let me see. What else here, source? I heard Libra in the 1st house, so maybe you're a Libra ascendant. Okay. So source, what more can you tell us here about pile number 2? Why do they feel this way? A lot of broken relationships, like a lot of situations that have just dissolved or people ghosting you is coming through here. A lot of one side, people wanting you for what it is that you offer to them. So source, what more can you tell us about this? Yeah, impulsive energy, people who come in on a whim. Like, oh, pile 2, like, you're so amazing. Let me be your friend. Let's get to know each other. Let's, you know, get close. And it's like they run in and they give really, really, like, all up front. They give all this stuff and it appears like they're going to be equal give and take. And then all of a sudden they just kind of disappear. They ghost you without a trace. And part of this is source saying they're helping you weed out the people who aren't meant to be with you. This is interesting. So source, what more can you tell us about why pile number 2 feels this way? Why is pile number 2 feeling this way? Okay, one more. Thank you, source. Well, my right eye is tripping out. Okay, so seeing illusions, not being able to see what's right in front of you is something that's coming through as well. Because they paint, whatever a paint is, let's go with it. Cool. Okay. They paint a pretty picture is what I was trying to say. And it's like, as you've developed spiritually, you've gotten better and better at your discernment, but sometimes people still tell you things that your emotional ego wants to hear. And healing our emotional ego, remember, we're never trying to get rid of our ego. We're just trying to heal the wounds that have happened to us throughout our lives, because our ego is what gives us our personality, right? And that's something that's important in this world. And so it's like, no matter what though, no matter how much we get healed, I feel like it's just human nature to want to hear things that we want to hear, you know, like, oh, you're so amazing, you're so great, like, I love having you in my life, I love being there with you. And sometimes it's really just an opening for people to gaslight us. And remember, new levels, new devils. So the more you spiritually grow, the more advanced negative energies you'll have to deal with. And that's just a part of us always being able to grow more. We never want to stay complacent on the journey. So Source, what more can you tell us about this with, okay, so we have the Two of Cups that did flip out, wants to come out in the reverse. And again, this pointing at that one-sided love. You're giving in so much, and also just complete disappointment in other people in your life. Like, just feeling so disappointed. And it's like, I really thought you were different. Why couldn't you show up different? Why couldn't you be what you said you were going to be? Broken promises. What else here, Source, for pile number 2? Why does pile number 2 feel this way? Whoa, that is far too many. They want the bottom one here, so I'll take it. Okay, they want to put these on the bottom. I'll put these on the bottom. So we have the Queen of Cups here, the Six of Swords, the 10 of Swords, and the 7 of Coins. This is a very unique energy. Because here's the deal. In your mind, you're loving because you don't want to rock the boat. I mean, it's your nature to be loving, okay? But you also don't want to rock the boat. You're not someone who enjoys confrontation. You're not like going out of your way to look for confrontation with people. You'd rather just everybody be harmonious and peaceful, because life is so much better and easier that way, right? But some way, shape, or form, confrontation finds you because you're still looking. Anytime the 7 of Coins comes out in the reverse, this really talks about a neurotic need for approval, okay? And it's not that you're being neurotic or anything. That's just that societal belief that's buried deep within our genetic code that says, oh my gosh, I have to belong, because if I don't belong, I'm going to get kicked out of my tribe. And if I get kicked out of my tribe, then how am I going to survive, right? I mean, it's a story as old as time. And the thing is that sometimes it takes a long time for us to really face this part of ourselves, because we're dealing with so much other emotional trauma and wounding. But here you have this energy of you being so loving and kind and caring and intuitive. So you could have Cancer in the 6th house, Cancer in your midhaven, or Cancer in the 7th house. You could also have Gemini, Aquarius in the 10th house, and you could have Taurus in your north node, is what I'm hearing here. Okay, so it's just hard, because it's like, I'd rather just be this peaceful person. It's like you're the pacifist, right? Like, I just want everybody to appreciate life and everyone else, and that's fine. That's a beautiful place to be. But in having this energy of not wanting to confront people, there's this 10 of Swords is talking about what I was saying, new levels, new devils. You're meeting your equal. So it's like, for you being the positive, you're meeting the equal side that's negative, right? And that's so we don't be complacent. But sometimes this person or these people come in and they play into this age-old belief that you have here, this need for approval, and they'll stroke your ego. And in stroking your ego, and they all do it in different ways. And that's what I'm saying. It's like you're getting smarter people, or you're getting more manipulative people. People who've done this and have no problem adjusting the way they show up. And so they realize that you're not looking for confrontation. And so they just show up this way, and then they get you emotionally involved in this situation, and then they just ghost you, because it's like, you know, anytime you're dealing with narcissists or sociopaths, it's like they wonder how people can be so trusting and open, because they know that they're hurting people, and whether they want to or not, that's not what we're looking into here. But you will have people who will manipulate you just for the sake of manipulating you. And that's what it feels like here. You're running into people who do that constantly. It's just something that continues to happen. But what's unique about this, pile 2, is that every time this happens, you grow. You get more connected to your internal compass, you get more connected to your discernment, and then you'll go for a while where you're like, nope, that person's not good for me. Nope, I see that person's truth. No, I see that that person's toxic for me. And you'll actually go for quite a long time without really calling in that type of connection or that type of energy. And then all of a sudden, here comes someone that kind of gets beyond your barriers. And that's because it's the next level. It's time for you to grow. And so this is why Source is saying, like, don't feel so bad about this, because right now we're helping you to grow into a state of secure well-being and worth and value for yourself. You're becoming so centered in your worth and knowing, I refuse to settle for something less than what I'm worth. But sometimes that doubt will creep in, and you can't help but wonder if it's something that's wrong with you or something that you did. It's not. You're actually growing, right? And we see that here with the Queen of Cups. And with these two cards here, it's just the mental doubt comes in. It's like, I'm not trying to be a mean person. Like, where's my tribe at? Where are the people that are meant to be on this journey with me? And they're saying right now, there's so much more strength in you being in solitude and growing in solitude than there is in having those connections, because this is helping you to rid this energy here, that need for approval that's been basically projected onto you from others for your whole life, you know, whether that's your family, your friends, your school, your work. It's like something that was implemented and continued to be cemented into your belief system. And so now you're really letting that go. But there's this feeling that's creeping up here. It's just constant disappointment. It's like the next person that you connect with, you're like, oh my gosh, this is like a soulmate for me because we have such great conversations. We're always talking. We're always doing great. And then you feel the energy shift all of a sudden. And you're like, what did I do wrong? Did something happen? Like, did I show up in a bad way? Did I say something wrong? And what Source is trying to point out here is that there's no reason for you, 15:55 on the clock, there's no reason for you to feel bad about it. You showed up as authentic as you could. And you never changed. That's the problem with people, is that you never change. You are as authentic as the day they meet you. And you continue to ever keep growing closer to yourself. And because of that, they can't keep up with the facade. And so it's like, you should never, ever be mad at yourself for being a loving and loyal person. That is such a beautiful quality in this world, and it's something that we need more of. But the only way to have more of that is for people like you to continue to stay open and vulnerable while trusting that even when someone disappears, that you're healing much deeper wounds than that. And there's no need for you to continue to reside in this broken heart or in this disappointment in other people here. Okay, and so let's see what we have. Yeah, we have the Knight of Wands, and we have the Six of Wands in the reverse. Wow. Okay, this is very, very unique, because it's like, you get disappointed, and that's what I was saying. It's like you go for a long time. You go for a long time and you walk away from this. But this is always on your mind, right? You see how his horse is facing towards this Two of Cups here, but he's facing towards the Six of Wands with his wand. Like, I don't want to go back into that. But look at how she's presenting her cup. And so it's like both of you in the upright here facing towards the same energy here. Okay, and these are both representative of you. You're capable of traveling away from these situations and becoming stronger because of it. And like I said, through the journey, you end up reconnecting with people who are even, lower vibrational, or just more in their shadow would probably be a better way to put this. You end up connecting with people who are even more in their shadow as you are more in your light. And what you're not seeing on the other side of that is that you're actually healing people. And I already hear there's this resistant, like, yeah, I know I'm a healer, but sometimes I'm just really, really sick and tired of healing people. And I just want somebody to be on this journey with me who gets it. And they want you to know that you're not alone. You're doing this for a purpose so that you can connect with your soul family, with your soul tribe. Okay, like, this is all for a purpose, and it's been a long journey. And they're acknowledging that. And the reason that you feel this way is because it seems to happen over and over again. And what they're showing here is that this is actions that you're taking. Your soul almost pushes you into doing this because it knows this is the route that we're supposed to take. This isn't even a thought process. The thought process comes from like, I just want to be a loving person. I want people to be loved, to see love, to walk in love. But I keep finding people who are just fighting and drama makers and constantly just being like this. But see, what you're healing is this, not only within yourself, you're healing this within others, this need for approval, because you don't sit here and stroke people's ego, even though you might get gaslit or love bombed or anything like that. Like, the thing is that you don't do that. Like, when you say something, you mean it. You're not like, oh, I'm out here just to make people feel good about themselves so I can hurt them. That's not what you're trying to do. You're saying stuff because you mean it. If I say something, I mean it. Like, I feel like you're the person that if I make a promise, I'm going to hold myself to that promise until it's complete. I'm not just going to say it because I can. I'm going to say it because I mean it. And so you're healing this within yourself, but you're also healing this within others. And so the more you vibrate higher, the more you're touching this on people who would have never otherwise been, the seed had been planted for them to heal that, right? And so never ever blame yourself for being who you are. You're this way for purpose. You're this way because you're meant to help others and you're being guided. And that's what I'm saying here. This energy with the Knight of Wands next to the Six of Wands in the reverse, which really means people who are greedy, people who want something that you have, people feel like you're going to give them everything. But because you're so authentic and true to yourself, you don't give them what it is that they're looking for. So you basically leave them wanting in a situation that they really thought they'd won the jackpot. Like, oh, pile number 2 is going to give me everything that I want. Pile number 2 is going to be the person that is my supply, in other words. And you're not. You just keep to yourself and do what you do, but you're honest and loving towards others. And you're not really being a people pleaser here. You're just letting yourself be vulnerable and finding that it's just no one's really taking the bait, I guess, if you would. And it's not even that. It's just that people are taking the bait, but Source is helping you throw back the bad ones, right? And so sometimes we have to go through a period of just being alone and in solitude so that we can be so grounded in ourselves, so that when we invite in our soul tribe, we know without a doubt that this is who's meant to be in our lives. And we know that we're no longer in a place where we're self-sabotaging or we're trying to paint a picture that doesn't exist. We truly come into a place of just live and let live, right? And so it's very powerful here. Let's see what else. Let's get 2 cards for advice for pile number 2, Source. We have 2 cards for advice here for pile number 2. Oh, okay. Flying out right in the beginning. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Cups here. Yeah, you're a very loving person here. We have the Lover. So it's like they're showing here that the more you love yourself, the more that you're going to walk away from this energy. And the Five of Swords is a very unique card in the Tarot Marseille because it actually does say that once you've been knocked off of balance or off your feet or you landed on your rear end, like you regain balance and you stand up and you come out more centered because of it. You know, the Lover card is really a very spiritual card. It's about being able to connect with ourselves, to love ourselves deeply. It's also a romantic card, yes. With the Knight of Cups here, it does feel like this is you letting go of the superficial belief systems that have held you together for longer than you care to admit, right? Those belief systems that are placed on us from when we're children, and coming into a place, there's a little bug in my face, where you're going to manifest people in your life who care about you. But see, you have to care for you. You have to care for you first, and then abundance comes from you. And then here it's like you're giving this love to yourself, but then you're also finding others who are doing the same. And so it's not only loving others, but it's finding people who love themselves as much as you love yourself. And that's what I feel like the advice is to keep moving, and just to remember that when these situations arise in your life, there's nothing wrong with you. You've not done anything wrong. You're just weeding out those who cannot match your vibration. And we have the Justice card coming through here. Yeah, that's what's fair in your life, right? It's you're having such faith in the fact that there's a tribe out there that's meant for you. That faith has now grown into such a deep-rooted belief that this is the justice of the situation. But, you know, sometimes, like I said, we can't help but think that that doubt is real. You know, like the doubt creeps in and tells us, well, you're not worthy of having soul family. You're the one that's doing something wrong. You're the one that messed up here, but you're not. You know, and then we have the Four of Coins here, finding stability. This is interesting. You might have resonated with pile number 1. There's a lot of similar messages, but it's also very different here, because we're seeing here like this energy of just you vibrating much, much higher. Keep moving and going and going and going. While at the same time, these are situations outside of you that continue to close doors on you. And it's like, what's going on here? But do you see here? It's like there's someone out there that's equally as unique as you are that's waiting for you. Look at how they're mirroring each other here. So whether you feel like that's a soulmate, love, a soul, soul tribe friend, whatever it is, the label you put on it, that's for you to decide and to decipher and determine. But there is someone who's lived a very parallel life to you that's waiting for you to come in, and you're waiting for them to come in. And I don't feel like either one of you have to stop what you're doing. I just feel like together you'll both continue to do what it is that you do, and then by chance, by fate, source will bring the two of you together. And that's the justice in the situation, is you calling in those that are meant to be in your life here with this energy here, right? Those that are meant to be in your life. Finding balance once again after hardships, right? After someone has knocked you off, finding equilibrium once again. And it's okay, because you're so much more resilient than you give yourself credit for, but it doesn't mean that the doubt doesn't exist. And they're just saying the reason you feel this way right now is because the doubt has kind of grown much bigger, because it's not, it was like the last one you really thought, like, this person had much deeper conversations with you. This person was able to see where you were. There's people, like, they understood what you were going through. You understood what they were going through. Like, you talked to them about a lot more things than you had before. And then this person maybe up and disappeared. And you were like, whoa, okay, again? Like, what the heck here? And this again is showing that you're going to take action to do this. Your soul is just kind of moving you along this path because you're gaining so much strength from it. We have proactivity, expression, doing in forward motion with Yang, Aries, Leo, Sag, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius energy. And this is showing you coming up into your stardom and balance as well. So really honoring the divine masculine within yourself, but healing it. So if there's been any toxic masculine energy within yourself, regardless if you're the feminine or the masculine here, it doesn't matter, but whatever toxic masculine energy was within you, you're truly healing that and understanding it now, and how it plays a vital role on your journey, and when to lean into that, but also when to lean into this more feminine energy. We have Scorpio on the bottom with intensity, exposing, purging, and renewing. I mean, you can't get more clear than this. You're purging out old energy. You're exposing people who aren't true, like who try to pretend that they're authentic, but who they're not able to be authentic, because you truly are walking in an authentic light. You've done a lot of the work. You've done a lot of the healing. And because of that, like, you're going to be a lot different than people who just talk the talk. You're actually walking the walk. And that's something that a lot of people, it's easy to talk about, but it's what's hard to be about. And you're being about it. And just by you being you, it basically calls BS on the people who aren't, Love endures. Love does not give up or lose faith. Love is hopeful and withstands every situation. Yes, I love that this came out on the bottom of the deck for you. It's just showing like, don't give up on love, because love is out there. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's something that's deeply rooted in you. Didn't I say that earlier? Where it's love is something that's become deeply rooted within you. It's like your faith is just in love is carrying you on this journey. It's just, like you said, I want to heal myself, but I believe that there's love out there for me. I believe that there's soulmate tribe love out there for me. And then your soul's now in a place where it can just navigate you freely, and you just listen to it without question. You're like, okay, going here, going here, going here. But that doesn't mean that we're not going to feel human emotions. See, blessings are about to come to you. I cannot make this up for you, Pile 2. I'm so freaking excited for you. I am so excited. So excited. There's a lot of beautiful energy coming into you. Wow. Look. Shark with purpose. Yes, you are doing everything you're meant to be doing. But this is very symbolic to the reading as well, right? Because it's like step up, step off energy. You're a predator. Like, you're being this apex predator in a world that's full of people who talk. And you're the actual one that's acting. You do the action. You take the action. And so it's like you are very intimidating to people who aren't on your level. And naturally, it should be that way, right? And it's like, it's not a bad thing when you intimidate others, because that forces people to heal, which we saw here. Right? Because it's like they see within you what also resides in themselves. But it's easy for a lot of people, especially nowadays, to just say, oh yeah, I'm on the spiritual path, but they never do anything. Right? And you're experiencing freedom from the old ways of life. You're experiencing freedoms from the old ways of thinking. Like, you've set yourself free from your past. You're about to run out and just be the you that you're meant to be. Look, and I love that underneath that we have power with Deer, right? Embracing your emotional well-being here. Understanding just how powerful you are. You're not afraid of yourself. You're just afraid that you've done something wrong to, like, what did I do to deserve this continual heartbreak or this continual, like, being ghosted? I feel like that's just like the cheapest way to give someone closure is to ghost them. Like, I'm not brave enough to tell you that this isn't working for me, so I'm just going to ghost you. Like, it's very immature, and it shows where a person is on their journey. And I'm not trying to, like, put someone down. That's not the purpose of this. But when you spiritually grow, I mean, it's easy. Like, if someone doesn't work out for you, have you told them face to face, like, hey, I appreciate the time that we've had together, but this just isn't working for me? Because I feel like for you, Pile 2, you don't like to be ghosted. And because of that, you go out of your way to communicate, this isn't working for me. But sometimes you can't help it, because some people will just ghost you, and there's never that opportunity. And there's no reason to bring it up because they made their decision, right? We have now is a lucky time flying out. And on the bottom, I cannot make this up. Learn from the past. Learn from the past. You're healing past wounds. Didn't I say that with the Knight of Wands? It's like this is something you're still looking at the past and still trying to avoid it for the future. But your soul is kind of just got the reins right now. All right, let's see here. Now is a lucky time with 49. You're finding stability. Abundance is coming. Blessings are coming. You're healed. You've healed so much. Like, you're about to manifest something really great into your life. And so the reason you're feeling the doubt is because it's like maybe things have started to go good, but then it just kind of stagnated, and you're like, oh, okay, well, that's usually what happens anyways. And they're just saying, stay positive at this time, right? No. Look at this. We have true love. This love is once in a lifetime. So you are manifesting a love into your life. I didn't want to say it earlier, but I mean, this does point towards a love. This is very, conducive energy. It's not my 6 of Cups, which is my soulmate card, but with these two, it does point towards a love coming in. And then we have the true love card. Now, if you're not looking for romantic love, that's fine. This could just be soulmates and, you know, soul tribe love, but it's deep love. People who see you, people who understand you, people who aren't judging you, or people who aren't afraid for you to be yourself because they're going to be themselves. And then we have creation with dream time here, Pisces energy. So you could have Pisces and Venus. You could have Cancer and Venus. There's also this energy of Aries and Venus. And I said that at the beginning, I believe. Scorpio moon rising energy coming through as well. Okay, so we've got this energy where, see, you're creating the life of your dreams. Didn't I say you're about to manifest something really big with the blessings card here? So that's why you're feeling this way. That's why the doubt is coming up, is because the manifestation is about to make itself seen and known. And I feel like this is one of those manifestations that hasn't happened before. I mean, obviously our manifestations haven't happened before. It's other manifestations, but this feels like one that's really large. And it's something that's really scary because it's like, oh my gosh, I didn't do it right. There's something I missed. And so the doubt is coming in. But they're being very clear here that you're on your path of purpose. And while maybe you have dealt with a lot of aggressive people in the past, maybe you've dealt with a lot of abrasive people in the past, you never gave up and you kept going. And in spite of the hardships, you became the best version of yourself in this here, now, here moment. And because of that, you're about to be rewarded. And that's why the doubt feels heavy right now, because there's that push and pull between the spiritual self and the emotional ego self. So let's take a look at your Rebel card and read this from the book. I love this. We have restore and replenish for you with number 38. 38, which is number 11. This is a very spiritual time for you. You may experience a lot of exhaustion right now, a lot of upset even. Like you may feel like you're slipping back into old habits. That's just my air conditioner if you're wondering, but you're not. It's because you're in need of a lot of rest right now, because you're moving into higher vibrational energy. Okay, so this says you're in need of something so much deeper than rest. You need restoration, replenishment, and revival. This will not necessarily come from lying about somewhere, taking a moment out of your day or evening activities. You're more likely to gain what you need by breaking with your routine completely and doing something different. You need some variety, some spice, some change to bring fresh energy into your body and heart. You need to restore and revive yourself by changing the usual flow of energy through your being. You could stimulate this process by going to a different place, meeting different people, and taking different actions than what you would usually do. You can return to your regular routine and time if it feels good for you. However, it is now time to move without pushing yourself beyond what is known, comfortable, and familiar. This oracle comes as a message from the great loving guardian, which is life itself. You've been working so hard and have accomplished so much already. Didn't I say that? Oh, I love that confirmation. However, you often sell your accomplishments short and focus on how much more is yet to be done. Life is telling you that it is time to put down the paintbrush, the pen, the endless lists, the thinking mind, and get into your body. Take time to experience yourself in and of nature. Remember how to just be. In doing so, even for a relatively short amount of time, you will feel more of yourself, ready for the next phase. You might be surprised what just a day or two of this can do for you. Restoration does not have to be a long and involved process, especially if it is attended to when needed. This is confirmation that you are in an important transition phase between one level of experience and the next. Yes, thank you for this confirmation, source. If you feel as though you are treading water or are in a sort of purgatory somewhere in between your old life and your new life, then this particularly applies to you. Wasn't I saying that? It's like letting go of the past and coming to those that are meant to be for you. And this is such confirmation for you. I love this card so much. Thank you so much for this, source. If you can't quite break into the level you're reaching for, have faith. You are just taking a breather between races. Soon you will have the power and the energy you need to reach for the next level and succeed. If you've been considering a new endeavor or have recently started one, this is a message of encouragement. Yes, this is a good step for you. You might be worried that you are taking on too much, or you you are encouraged to take time out to rest and rebalance yourself, but you are supported in your need for new and different experiences to refresh your spirit. You may let some of these new endeavors go once you have gained what you need from them. However, they are useful now. You are encouraged to trust yourself and to know that you are working consciously to meet your own needs, and this is healthy and good. Comes with guidance of your healing. If you've been under the weather, you will soon be well again. If you've been working on healing your body, mind, and soul, this is the assurance what you are doing is working and bringing you benefit. Even if you are yet to experience the full extent of that benefit, continue with your work and know that you are indeed healing. This is absolutely incredible. I love this card for you. So everything is as it should be. This definitely feels like a message for you to connect with soul family. Again, it could be love. We do have the true love card here, but it really feels like that soul family, the people who accept you, and letting go of those past relationships that didn't see your worth and your value, because now you really aren't settling for less than you deserve. And because of that, you've been on this routine of healing, and it's okay for you to get to replenish your soul. Blessings are coming for you. So this is why you feel this way. I hope that this resonates with you. If you feel like this is your reading, leave a little sun emoji down below and say, I let myself replenish so that I can manifest all of my dreams in this here now moment. And leave me a thumbs up. I'm going to go ahead and leave it here and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second, though, to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my guides for coming together to give us this message. And until next time, pile number 2, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this piece of turpentine, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be your reading on why do I feel this way. First things first, I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to support this channel and be a part of this ever-growing tribe. I'm so honored to be sharing this time and space with you. And to those of you that are new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we are all here having this human experience, and that this is a safe space for you to show up in your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. And for those of you, this is that reminder that these are general readings, so please take what resonates and leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing below, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. If you are interested in supporting the channel further, you will find all the links necessary to do so below, or you can email me for a personal reading and I'll get you out further information from there. You may also follow me on over to my podcast at Scatter Love Radio, which is just a fun, chill hangout session with yours truly. And I do hope to see you over there. If you're interested in becoming a member of the channel, if you click the join button below where the subscribe button is or used to be, it will show you the options that I have available, as well as what comes with each of those options. We're looking at customized emojis you get to use, personalized badges that show up next to your name. There are membership shout outs, membership only posts and polls where you'll get to help decipher and determine future readings for the channel. On 2 options, you do have early access to all pick a card readings, and for one of the options, there are membership only readings that get posted. So I do hope to see you over there, and if not, thank you so much for your continued support here. And let's go ahead and hop into your reading and find out, why does pile number 3 feel this way, Source? Why is pile number 3 feeling this way? What can you tell us? What would you like us to know? Why is pile number 3 feeling this way, Source? Why is pile number 3 feeling this way? Okay, so we've got the 6th house, we've got Mars, and we've got Scorpio energy. Okay, have you been dealing with a lot of health issues here? It's interesting because I did get a channeled message at the beginning that there was something work related here, that you were handling too many projects all at once and it was stressing you out, and it's now coming back through because I have my intro that I do and I often forget the channeled messages, which I should probably write them down, but that's okay. Source has a unique way of reminding me, so I trust the process. Anyways, but that was a message that was coming through. was that there's a lot going on at work and you're taking on way too many projects, or you're taking on way too many tasks and responsibilities, and it's weighing you down. And here with the 6th house coming through, this is something that could be affecting your health in a very, very harsh way. That is not at all. There we go. That's better. And with this coming up with Scorpio, it's something that is you trying to heal and let go of an old way of being, right? We have this transformation, a birth and a rebirth here. It's like you're trying to work really hard, whether this is for promotion or raise, recognition, accolades. There's something here that you're working for and that you're working extra hard for. And in doing so, it's like you're taking on responsibilities you normally wouldn't take on. And so now maybe you've got a bit of a cold. Maybe you're feeling a little bit under the weather, feeling like energetically snapped. It does feel like there's a lot going through here that is really difficult. And through that, they're saying to really focus on your health at this time. Like, well, it's important for you to work hard towards what it is that you want, not at the cost of our own well-being, right? Like, that's something that we have to really focus on, is our own well-being and taking care of our health and our well-being at this time, our mental health. But more importantly here with the 6th house, this is physical health, right? Your daily routines are becoming a little bit too overwhelming, and you're putting out too much energy and effort to serve or to help others or to an organization. And through this, you're struggling because there's a lot of intense energy coming through here. There's a lot of destructive energy when it comes to your health, and just wondering, like, why is my health deteriorating? And it's like, if you're giving everything you have away, how are you ever going to fill up your cup? And there's this ability that you have right now to really draw back and come to this transformative stage where you can restructure everything that's going on. But I do feel like there's this need to separate yourself, because you are about to come up into this leadership position. You know, with Mars, we do talk about leaders, passion, being driven, you know, this very competitive energy. You might be in a very competitive type work environment, which is okay. But sometimes we get so trapped in this cycle, like, I have to show up on my A game every day. It's hard to give ourselves this break where we are seeing ourselves as human too. Like, we want to be robotic in the way that we show up, especially in competitive industries like sales, you know, highly driven, high competition positions. I keep getting sales like Wall Street. Wow. Okay. Yeah. They wanted me to say Wall Street. So there's, like, you know, stockbrokers or anything like that. It's like just very highly competitive energy here. And it's like, I can't ever take a day off. Like, I literally go and I am on antibiotics, or I'm on something to help with the cold, and I'm hoping that that's going to make me feel better, but I can't take space to myself because it's so competitive. What if I miss something? And they're saying you'll not ever miss what's meant for you, especially when you're taking care of yourself, okay? So why you're feeling this way right now is because there's no space for you to take care of yourself. There's a very masculine energy coming through, which is odd, right? Because with the 6th house, the connecting to Virgo, and you have Scorpio, which is water energy. Those are both feminine signs. But the Mars energy is what's standing out so much. And before Pluto was discovered, Scorpio is also ruled by Mars energy. And so there's this energy coming in where it's like overtaking every aspect of your life because you're wanting to make it to the next level, which is fine. But at what cost? Your health matters. Your well-being matters. And if you have to take 2 days off a weekend so that you can recover, do that, and do nothing but try to recover. Allow yourself some rest. Allow yourself some relaxation here. Allow yourself to come into this place so that you can let the healing begin. And through that, you'll be able to really show up in a very strong way. Right now, it does feel like you're running on survival instincts. You know, how frustrating can that be when it's like, I'm running so much on empty that now I'm running on survival instincts. Like, I have to do this to survive, right? And that's a trigger for you, which is fine, but healing that trigger is what is coming to light here, and that's why it's standing out so strong. Well, let's go ahead and grab some tarot and find out some more about this and see what comes through. Too many projects, though, and not seeing the red flags of not taking care of yourself. Is there someone breathing down your throat here? Because there's this energy coming through where it's like someone expects you to perform even more than they do. And, you know, it's like monkey see, monkey do. But at the same time, this does also feel like do as I say, not as I do. Right? So if they were willing to show that they were going to put in the same amount of work that they're asking you to, then you might not feel the way that you feel. But right now it feels like you're holding multiple people's responsibilities on your shoulders when you're not actually meant to be doing that in the first place. And you might say, I don't have an opportunity or a choice to do that. I just have to. Okay, well, then that means that no more on call on your days off. Like when you're on your days off, you need that time to recover, right? And that seems very scary to ask for. But we have this energy coming in about how self-love right now is the number one most important thing, which has actually been an underlying message of this whole reading. But let's see what else comes through here. Yeah, there's a sense of not being able to create stability for yourself. Like if I miss out this opportunity, I'm going to miss out on something that's very stable and profitable. So Source, why is pile number 3 feeling like this? Why is pile number 3 feeling like this, Source? Your victory comes with your healing. Why is pile number 3 feeling like this, Source? What messages do you have here for us? Why is pile number 3 feeling like this? Thank you. Whoa, okay, thank you. Why is pile number 3 feeling like this, Source? One more card. Okay, thank you. Yeah, we have the 6 of Swords on the bottom in the reverse. This is saying I don't want to rock the boat. I'm stuck in a situation with a boss that is unrelenting, right? This is someone who will this is someone who wants to win at all costs. They don't care whose toes they step on. They don't care whose life they upset. You know, and together we have the 10 of Swords here. It's like someone who's leaving you emotionally and mentally exhausted and not caring because they're so worried about winning. And you have the 7 of Swords here. Not being able to uproot yourself from the mental anguish that this is causing. And this is something that's difficult, right? This is like showing you that maybe you have the mother wound that you're dealing with. This is a boss that's very cynical, very rigid, very unbecoming. This could be a mother figure too, but in this energy, I keep getting work is what I'm hearing here. This is a position that you're holding that it's like this boss expects you to not only carry your position, but their position as well. And it's really causing a lot of anxiety and stress for you, which in turn is affecting your health and your well-being. And so it's not like this sickness is not something that is like, I'm trying to be mean to you. This is your body basically saying like, whoa, we need a break. Yeah, we have the Hermit in the reverse. Interesting. With the Queen of Swords, setting solid boundaries. Look, and the other thing here is, especially if this is a position at work, you have a safe and secure position here with the Queen of Swords. Like there's nothing that's going to keep you from having this position. You've done the work. There are other people who are recognizing you here. What's going on though is that you're having a hard time really facing reality in this situation because there's a lot of pressure put on you. Someone has convinced you that if you don't do this, like you're going to lose your job or you're going to get fired or you're not going to be able to get the promotion that you want. Like that there's a lot going on behind the scenes and it's unfair for someone to expect you. This just really feels like a narcissistic boss who's trying to get out of dealing with their own workload. That's really what this feels like. I am not even joking here. It just feels like someone just wants to pass off their responsibilities and then take credit for it. And so it's like, even though that's what they're trying to do. Here's the interesting thing, like, people are aware of what this person's doing as well. Like, they're aware that they're trying to pass off their responsibilities onto you. And then you feel the pressure, like, oh my gosh, like, if I don't show up, then I'm the one that's going to get in trouble, right? And there's a lot of isolation here and loneliness. And there's, like, this energy where it's like I'm closed off to seeing the fact that this position is secure. I'm closed off to seeing that I have everything that I need right here, that I have everything that's possible for me to receive the raise, the recognition that I want, because it feels like here with the Six of Swords and the Four of Swords that someone outside of you has convinced you if you don't show up and run yourself ragged, then you're the one that messed up this opportunity. And so why you're feeling like this right now is, number one, your body needs a rest. Like, your body is asking you to slow down. Slow down. And look, we have so many swords cards coming out here, except for the Queen of Coins, right? Which is, this is someone who's resistant to change. I'm only wanting to preserve the existing assets. Like this, if this person's in a managerial position, it's like they're expecting to continue to get accolades for their work while not having done the work. Okay, and they're only looking at it from the material place. You could be only looking at this from the material place, like the money that's gained from this. But I do feel like there's this energy, really this belief, someone has convinced you that you're not stable, that there's something wrong, and that something's going to fall apart on your dime, on your watch. And you've surrendered to this and giving up the ambition to change things for the better. Not fighting for what you really want here, right? So you're confined in this situation and you don't have the energy to break out of what is already a limiting situation with someone who is completely not on the same page as you, and look at how you have your backs turned towards each other. But isn't it interesting that the Page of Swords is the one that's facing, if I can talk, the one that's facing the Queen of Coins here? Right? Because that's where the reluctance to see things as they are is coming in. Right? Being confused, you're in negative thoughts, you're inhibiting yourself, you're keeping yourself from growing. It's like self-defeat, sloppy use of one's own tools, not being able to see things as they are, resistance to face reality. This could be a legal lawsuit too, like someone's convincing you that it's going to be something that you have to take to war. And it's like you're actually doing preparation for something that's not yet going to be exposed here. You're in the process of protecting something here as well by doing all this work, which you're not seeing, pile number 3, because this really does feel like work situation. It could be a project, could be schoolwork, it could be anything like that, and this could revolve around a teacher or a partner or something like that, but it does feel work, and I have to read what the energy gives me. And so what we have here is this energy of you actually building a much more solid foundation than this other person here because of their narrow-minded vision. And there's like a resource, it's like being stuck in a lost cause and hoping that they're going to get better because of it. But it does feel like someone here is being very overbearing towards you, and it's causing a lot of health issues. You're absorbing a lot of negative energy right now, and that is creating a lot of upset. Not only that in your mindset, but just in your ability to see this situation from outside of the box. Because with all these swords cards here, it does feel like you're very emotionally involved and mentally involved in this situation, which is understandable. 1717 on the clock. Once you allow yourself to release this situation and I feel like you just need a break. Like, that's what it feels like. If you draw yourself out of this situation and see it from outside of what's going on, you're going to realize, like, wow, I've been putting in way too much work. Like, this isn't even in my job description, and I'm afraid of losing my job when I'm actually doing far more work than my job description says, But it's like there's this fear that's coming in right now, and you're not actually seeing at the root of this is that you're very secured in your position. You are asking, there's this asking of being completely honest with yourself here. Like, what are you fighting for when you have something so amazing to offer? It's like you're trying to be seen for who you are and hoping that if I take on loads and loads and loads and loads of work that, oh my gosh, they're going to appreciate me more and I don't have to worry about my position. But there's somebody here that's almost like forcing you to take on this load and say that, like, if you don't, there's a convincing, like, I can't get over that. There's this convincing, someone's convincing you that your job is on the line because they don't want to do their work. Oh, this is a weird energy. Let's get some advice cards for you here and see if this... What's the advice for this? Oh, they want me to shuffle. Yeah, this is definitely a work situation. Something you're putting energy and effort and time into. And, you know, this could be an old belief system that you're carrying, you know, from when you were a child, which makes sense. You know, like maybe it's that energy of like your parents always worked far more than they were expected to, but they never got recognized for it. And so right now there's like the promise that you're going to be recognized for it. And there's going to be a sense of fulfillment and happiness here. And so you feel like you're walking the wire. I'm walking the line. Like I don't have everything that I need because I'm not putting out enough energy, but I don't even have the energy to put out anymore because you're on burnout. Like you're running on E and you've been running on E for a while. It's one of those, it's only by the grace of God you're about to pull into the gas station. You know what I mean? Like that's the type of energy that's coming through here. What advice do you have for pile number 3, Source? What advice do you have for pile number 3? What would you like to say for advice here? Okay, what advice do you have for pile number 3 here, Source? What advice do you have for pile number 3? Thank you. And that one, thank you. Okay, what's on the bottom of the deck? If I could get it straightened out. Yeah, we have the Sun. This is about to be lit up for you. Like they're about to illuminate this for you. I feel like someone's going to come in and ask you, and I feel like it's going to be a higher up. They're going to ask you why you've been working so hard for someone else or doing someone else's job when you're already a star employee. Like you're already putting in the effort, or you're a star student or something. You know, like we have a gift for you. Like we're going to give you a new position here, right? We're going to give you a raise. We're going to help you have a sturdier position in the company. And it's because you have learned how to effortlessly create a workflow for yourself, but you're doing it with twice the work, it feels like here. This really feels, this is such a heavy energy. It feels like you're taking on something that's not yours to take on, and people are noticing it. And this person that feels like they're putting the work on you, they're also being recognized for the lack thereof. Yeah, the 2 of Coins. Yeah, you've been in this place of a lot of twists and turns and doing a lot of things that aren't yours. And there's like no, like it's constant ups and downs, constant ups and downs. We're doing this, we're going there, we're doing this, we're going there, we're doing this. Okay, now you have to do this, now you have to do this. And you're secure all along, worrying about something that's actually very secure for you. Yeah, we have the Ace of Swords. Source is saying, yeah, this is the truth coming out here. What she's feeling is real. Like that's the thing. It's like the time when the Ace of Swords, it's just like a very clear truth coming through. You're also gaining a lot of clarity, but not only that, this is confirmation that others are seeing the situation from a very clear place as well. They're not thinking that you're doing less than. They're not thinking that you're about to lose your position. My apologies. I need a drink of water. They're seeing that you're showing up and you're carrying 2 workloads. And if you're going to continue to carry 2 workloads, let's just give you a higher position with the company and scale it back down, right? And it feels like this Queen of Coins energy here is going to be someone that doesn't want to see you on their same level because they're expecting to take credit for your work. And they're expecting to receive the recognition for what it is that you're turning in. Okay, and so like if this is a teacher, like the teacher wants to be received and seen as the best teacher because they are the ones that taught you, not the fact that you showed up with these amazing ideas. It's like, oh, well, they're only like that because of me. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of energy this Queen of Coins is giving me. And so the people that are outside of this situation, they see the truth of the situation. They're very aware of what's happening. And so because of that, you're going to be presented with something it's going to help you release a lot of this anxiety and this jitters that's going on, where it's like, oh my gosh, I'm afraid that I'm losing something that's very important to me, and I'm being shown or made like someone, it feels like someone is pushing this energy onto you, right? So very competitive energy, this very aggressive energy, very like abrasive energy coming in here. And it's like you're about to move up into a leadership position is what this feels like. And so because of that, you know, I said this in another pile, but this is very true. Like whenever we're having a manifestation come in, there's always this push and pull between our spiritual self and our egoic self, because the ego feels the transformation, and that's a very uncomfortable place for our emotional ego to be in. And our spirit's like, yes, let's receive this. Let's open our arms to this and let it run to us because it's ours. And the emotional ego is like, hold on, I don't trust this. Hold up. Let's take a step back. I don't know if I'm ready yet. And so that's where it feels like there's this push and pull right now. But also I do feel like the push and pull is coming a lot from this is outside energy. And here we have, you know, the Knight of Swords in the reverse. It's just the Knight of Swords in itself is just someone who doesn't want to deal with or face reality. That's just a part of the Knight of Swords. It's just a very unique energy. He's not sure of what to do. He's not sure if he should defend himself. He's about to lob off his head here with his sword because he's not paying attention. He's just kind of like in la la land trying to figure out what step to go next. And it's not like you're really in that energy, but it is this energy of I'm so convinced by this person that they're right that I'm just like letting go of everything else in my life. And that's my AC, if you're wondering. And I'm letting them determine what's right and wrong for me. And it feels like something is going to be cleared up for you here. So the reason you're feeling like this is just taking on far too much energy outside of yourself and you're not filling up your cup. Like, taking time for yourself, right? When you give out too much, it's hard. I mean, it's hard because we're always shown and told like we have to give, but it's not easy to give to ourselves, you know? Look, these two flew out. We have South Node, destined to release. This is something you're meant to let go of. This is something that you're not meant to hold on to. And then we have Leo energy, and it's self-confidence, loyalty, and creativity. But when you let go of this, you're going to feel a lot more confident in your journey and who you are and what it is that you're doing. Like, you're going to realize, like, wow, I really am a good worker. I'm a really hard worker. I have a lot of incredible ideas. Like, you're going to really believe in yourself. And we have fire energy on the bottom. Yeah, Aries, Leo, Sag, confidence, optimism, and passion, and bravery. You may have Aries in your midhaven. You may have Leo, and you may have Sag in your midhaven too. You also might have a Sagittarius North Node. That's coming through really strong right now. Leo in the 8th house. Leo Moon. Aries rising. Okay. Sag Sun. Leo Sun. Okay, so this is something that's coming through, and again, if that's not resonating with you, those are just confirmations for some people who need it. But don't take it so to heart if it doesn't come through for you. Like, oh, my sign didn't come through. That's okay, right? If the message is resonating, then it's for you. Okay, I know this is work, but I'm gonna get one of these because I got one for all the other piles. So on the bottom it says focus on love, look for the good in everyone. So remember, even if this person is trying to sabotage you, it's still like release them with love, right? That's just basically saying like, look, I forgive you. I know that you're coming from a hurt place and you're doing this because you're seeing me as someone who's threatening or whatever it is, and I just release you with love. Like, I don't want to deal with you anymore. And I feel like that's going to help you bring in whatever this is that's coming faster, and to nurture yourself here. You know, Earth Magic, this is such a beautiful card because it really talks about, do you have a plant or an animal that's near you, and when you give it love, when you constantly give it love, and how it returns that love back to you by growing and flourishing. And you know, they're showing me the rice experiment now. Have you ever seen the rice experiment? It's where you take 3 cups of rice and you put them in 3 different containers, and you write love on one, you write hate on the other, and you write ignore on one. And for 30, 60, or 90 days, however long you'd want to do it, you give the love one, you just tell it beautiful things every day. And then the hate one, you tell it hateful things every day. And then the third one, you ignore it. You just don't even pay any attention to it. And watch what happens. This really unique phenomena happens where the rice that's been given love, it stays pure. It stays white. It stays clean. The one that's given hate, it begins to mold and rot. And the one that's ignored begins to mold and rot as well. And it's a very unique experiment that you can do personally. But that's basically what this card talks about, is seeing that love with your own eyes and seeing how love is the most amazing gift that we can give to ourselves. Even though we're so used to giving it away, when we give it to ourselves, we're able to give even more to others. And so this is about learning that you're willing and capable and deserving of that love. You must first give it to yourself to see that magic of it. And this is a wake-up call. Yeah, I'm not surprised that this came out for you here with Tsunami. This is something that's really draining you in a lot of different ways. It's draining you emotionally, it's draining you mentally, it's draining you physically. Time to wake up to loving yourself. It's time to wake up to honoring yourself too. And remember that, you know, no one deserves to go through this life thinking that they have to act or become a certain way in order for them to achieve their dreams. We just have to unbecome. And what that means is us stepping into ourselves as our soul, which is a being of unconditional love. That's what we are at our core. We're all beings of unconditional love. It's all the hurt and the pain and the suffering that we experience in our lives that puts us in this place of not being able to walk in love. And so when you have someone that's trying to be controlling over you, overbearing, or trying to really be cynical and ruthless and put barriers around you so that you don't grow, we just have to remember that it's helping us to let go of this need to always please and impress everyone outside of us, rather, and coming back to loving ourselves is the big message here. Yeah, and letting go of fear. Coming back into your authentic light, like your love for self, your love for the journey, and your love for this passion that you have. Coming out of a fear mindset and into a prosperous mindset, seeing all things through the eyes of unconditional love. It's a lot easier said than done, but with practice and vigilance, you will be able to see this again, and you'll be able to let go of the situation and know that it really feels like because of this, you're actually getting the honorable mention here, right? No, you're actually getting awarded here for the work that you put in. But it does feel like somebody above this person that's very controlling over you is going to step in and say, look, let's give you a position where you have the responsibility, but not like you have now. We're going to take that away. So it does feel just overwhelming. Yeah, Spirit has your back. You've done the good work. You've done what you needed to do, and Source isn't going to just leave you hanging. That's not ever what Source intends to do. Source is always looking out for us, but sometimes we get in our own way and we become our own worst enemies because we're afraid, or because, we're worried, or we're disconnected, or we're overthinking, or we're stuck in our mind with those doubts, The only thing that is real is love. Shift your focus back to love. So isn't it interesting? Both of yours is talking about your focus on love. So there is some resentment here. We have 24, which in numerology is 6. And 6 is balance, harmony, resolution, seeing yourself through eyes of unconditional love, which helps you to see others through eyes of unconditional love. And then you have 7 here. So we had 6 and 7 come out together, which is showing that you're making progress. And this is something that they're shining a light on here, is that instead of being resentful of the situation, remember that it actually helped you get further ahead. But I feel like the valuable lesson here is teaching you that it's okay to ask for time to take care of yourself. You're not dishonoring yourself or your job or your position or this project for asking for you to be able to fill back up your cup, you know? Yeah, ancestors and polar bear with number 26 here. This is something that's been a generational curse, which makes sense as to why South Node energy destined to release came out here. This is saying this is something you're letting go of. This could be something that your family members have done, your parents, your grandparents. They always just worked way harder than they needed to in situations because they thought that was going to get them further. And I think I mentioned that earlier even. Like, you could have a mom that worked really hard or was really overbearing, expecting you to work extra hard because of an old belief that the harder you work, the further you get. And sometimes that's the case, but in a lot of times it's just an old belief that everybody holds on to that's really just an illusion. And that stability comes from our own internal selves. And once we find stability within, that actually mirrors in the outer realm. And so it's always as within, so without. And that's what it feels like here. You're healing an old wound here that's been hanging on for a while. And trusting in the magic with, look, number 66. Yeah, so, and we always get scared. I know a lot of people get scared about 666 coming out, but 666 is a very powerful number in saying, let's look at ourselves through the eyes of the divine. Let's look at ourselves through eyes of unconditional love. Let's trust that there's a resolution to this. Let's trust that there's a solution that will come. There is balance. There's good harmony here. There's a allowing you to let go of an old way of being here. Okay. So let's take a look at your card. I'm going to go ahead and read this to you from the book and we'll see what it says. This is the Sacred Rebels Oracle. We have softly, softly, the tender touch. Look, she's crying here. Yeah, this is something that has emotionally drained you. This is something you've definitely worried about. This is something that you've definitely been like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know how I'm going to get through this. But look, it's like her third eye in her crown chakra. There's this lotus flower that's opening up on her crown chakra here. Third eye is being lit up here. And then this energy, this light is coming from her mouth. And it's showing like you're finally seeing something for what it was and speaking it into this reality and letting go of how things were and knowing that you're so much more resilient than what you were giving yourself credit for. And also seeing that you're so much stronger. And I feel like that's also a message that has resonated with all three piles, is honoring your strength. You know, oftentimes we do not give ourselves enough credit for surviving all the things that we've survived. And that's something that we get to celebrate ourselves for. And that's something that's very important for us to celebrate ourselves for, because that's where we find our strength. That's where we find our credibility as well. So let's see, 20, and number 2 is all about trusting the process. So 20, let's read this from the book. Okay. Yeah, I'm not surprised this came out. It says, the feminine wisdom of gentleness can assist you now. When we are at a point in life where we want to attain greater things. Can we just stop right there? I already know this is going to sum up this reading and I love it. But don't necessarily have proportionately greater supply of energy at our disposal. I'm finished. Thank you so much, Source. Thank you. Thank you so much. This is going to, I just love that. That just already clarifies everything here. I don't know why I don't work with these cards more often, but they come out when they need to. It is time to work smarter rather than harder. Wasn't I just saying that? Like, there's this age-old belief, the harder you work, the more you get rewarded, but that's not necessarily true. To work smarter rather than harder is the way of feminine wisdom. However, cultural ignorance of the feminine way currently prevails. We are generally taught that the more force we use, the more we try to make things happen, the more we will achieve. This is so crazy. I love this, Source. Thank you so much. The feminine way is not about force, nor is it about driving, striving, pushing, or grabbing at what we can in order to create. It is about inviting what we wish for to come into space. We have provided for it internally and in our lives. This method cultivates more energy, causes less stress, and attracts what is desired. This is a manifestation by invitation rather than by will or force. There is an old story that the sun and wind were debating about who was more powerful. After boasting about their prowess, they made a wager. A man walked down the street with a coat on, and the wind and the sun decided that whomever could force the coat off the man was the most powerful. The wind began demonstrating its impressive power. It blew and caught underneath the coat, pulling it, nearly ripping it right off the man. But the man wrapped his coat around himself more tightly to protect himself against the force of the wind. Eventually, perhaps temporarily out of puff, the wind gave up. The sun took over. He shone down, becoming brighter and brighter until the man slipped off his coat, slung it over his shoulder, and walked down the street, quite possibly wondering what was happening with the weather that day. The wind attempted to do it by force, what the sun was able to do by being. Oof. You were being asked to surrender your forcefulness, your determination, and your intense activity, even if it is just for this moment. Does this mean that you have to surrender the goals you were chasing through these endeavors? Certainly not. This is not about letting go of achievement. It is about understanding the process of manifestation in a more intelligent way. There is a way of creating that gives you energy and doesn't leave you utterly worn out. It is about allowing what you want to come to you. You be yourself absolutely, naturally, and with ease. Shine your light and allow your presence to invite that which you wish to receive. It is about cultivating an energetic affinity with what you seek rather than feelings of lack and need. And we saw that with the fear card. Do you see the subtle but important difference? To feel that you are already a naturally abundant being who gratefully invites more of what you want into your life is rather different feeling than lack, fear, and wishing your world would change. It's a bit like dressing for the job you want, even if it is not yet the job you have. That's so crazy that I was saying this is connected to work, and now we have another confirmation. You're energetically embody what you wish to attract more of in your life. Life like attracts like. This oracle brings you a message. You don't need to push quite so hard to receive what is naturally coming to you. Your push comes from a place of uncertainty over whether or not you will succeed. You need to relax and have more faith in yourself. All things come in time, rightfully and according to a great loving wisdom. You are not immune to this. You shall have your time to shine too. Rebel against any voice of fear within you or around you that tells you otherwise. Yes, I love this for you. Oh, I love that. Thank you so much, Source. Just thank you so much. This is such a beautiful message. So it's about letting go of this need to just work so hard, to be so aggressive. Even if you're in a competitive place, it's okay for you to relax a little bit and just allow things to unfold naturally and bring your intuitive self to this, which is going to get you so much further than trying to force things to happen. It was 40:44 on the clock. So this is what I see for you, pile number 3. If you feel like this is your message, leave a little sun emoji down below and say, I embrace my journey by being myself and letting go of the need to forcefully create. Leave me a thumbs up. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second, though, to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my guides for coming together to give us this message. And until next time, pile number 3, stay human. Bye.